Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today, I'll teach you a little bit more about various firearms. Let's start off with probably the most infamous / famous firearm ever made. The Glock 17. Now then, this thing is chambered in, well, various calibers. It's usually chambered in 9x19 parabellum. Which isn't the most punchiest caliber, but it does. Many people have decided to modify it, you know. Some people made it automatic. So, Glock, realizing this, he made the Glock 18. Looks like buddy, the Glock 17, right? Except for that right there. But other than that, they look, well, almost identical. That is because it is technically a Glock 17. It's just that it's got one change, you know. That is the change. It was automatic. They still sell those today. It's a bit harder to get them in the US. Let's see here. Let's go with the M9. Now then, I don't know much about the Beretta M9. I know it's made by Beretta, an Italian company. That's been around longer than your great-grandfather. I can at least bet you that much. The 1911 in my last gun history video, I talked about this. And I can confirm this amazing, beautiful firearm was made by John Browning himself. The man, the myth, the legend. And, well, from where he's standing, looks like a 45 ACP run a bad luck. But, tell the truth, the game was rigged from the start. Nobody gets that reference. Oh, the Desert Eagle, I don't really want to browse on that thing, because we all know what it is. Yes, meet the Matiba Model 6 Unica. Fun fact, fires out of the bottom cylinder, not the top, like most revolvers. Also, has this neat little thing, so that you can cycle the cylinder. Yeah, basically, the Matiba Model 6 Unica, its name actually means, you are unique. It's basically just a gun that tried to be as unique as possible. Ah yes, one of the most famous guns in the world. the Mauser C96 broom handle pistol. Oh, yes. I honestly can't remember what the cartridge this is chambered in. Probably because, well, it's a weird cartridge. Like most Mauser cartridges, I guess. Wow, it lets you hold on to it like that, really? This is a gun that was outdated in World War I. Yeah, this was made in World War I, and it was outdated in World War I. Which, you know, may or may not be sad. Wonder, can you put stocks on this? Yes. My thingy gets in the way. Hands, why do you have your fingy like that? Why are you gonna be like that? No. But yeah, well, I can still have more to talk about it. As you can see, you use this little contraption, known as a stripper clip. This thing was being made at the time when the 1911 was being made, so it was automatically outdated. Now then, if I am correct, I believe this is the sidearm of the U.S. military right now. Used to be the M9 Beretta. Before that, it used to be the 1911. But yeah, if I'm correct, this is the due to the M9 Beretta being trash. No offense, M9 Beretta fans, but your gun is trash. It's no good in military. You're good for civilian, but not military. Beat the Maxim 9. This thing has an integral suppressor. And not sure if this will show on the recording. Do you see those little lines? Those little lines, you can actually take off the suppressor at those lines to make it either louder or add on to those lines to make it quieter. Yeah, this thing is weird. You know, I honestly don't know why they made it. Well, suppressor, obviously. Here is the Walther P38, a German pistol made during the war of the world's fire, World War II, 9x19 Parabellum German handgun. It's meant to replace the Luger, but that didn't work out. Obviously made by Walther. It's one of the first handguns in that the German military officially adopted. That featured a slide release. Here's just a 44 Magnum. This is just the Smith & Wesson 44 Magnum. As you can see, it fires out of the top cylinder. It punches. Yeah, it's a punchy gun. Onwards to the SMGs, or the machine pistols. Ah, yes. The Thompson. You know what a Thompson is. I know what a Thompson is. Fires 45 ACP. It's a submachine gun. It go bird. Then we have the superior replacement of the 1928 A1. The grease gun, as it is nicknamed. But its true name is actually the Mark III submachine gun. There's also the Mark III A1 submachine gun, that's also called a grease gun, because it is basically this. But instead, there's not, this here. Instead, you have to jam your hand into the bolt and pull it back. Which is just absolutely terrible, and they shouldn't have made it that way. It's already cheap enough to produce. It's also chambered in 45 ACP. And as you can see, it has this slow fire rate. Which is alright. The people who used it thought it was okay. Most of them, at least. Ja, we have the machine and pistola. 40. The Germans. Main weapon for their officers. Und Fallschirmjäger alike. I don't even need to care. Features a folding stock, which at the time is quite new, I would say. Also, the folding stock is not the reason why the Fallschirmjäger used it. Fun fact about the Fallschirmjäger, when they fell down from the sky, they only had pistols. They would have to airdrop supplies down to them. Here is the MP5. Probably the most famous weapon other than the 1911 and you know what an MP5 is? I know what an MP5 is. Made by H&K during like the 60s and 70s. This piece of garbage. This absolute trash gun. I have actually fired this weapon in real life, and it is absolute trash. I fired one from a, oh no, what's the name? Sig Sauer or whatever. These things are absolute trash. It was somewhat well cleaned, alright? This was somewhat well cleaned, okay? I could not run a full magazine through it in semi-automatic. Semi-automatic, I couldn't run a full freaking magazine through it. Right about there. It would jam, and I would have to go. It's a piece of trash. It's an absolute garbage gun. And I hate it. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. Because it looks so cool. And yet, it's trash. Now then, here's a not so trash gun. One of the first personal defense weapons ever made. This thing that fires basically a rifle caliber. H&K though, they tried to counter it because at the time it was the only personal defense weapon on the market, and there is no MP7 in this game. But this is pretty close to an MP7, at least in looks. But overall, the P90 won like the trials and stuff for personal defense weapons for I think Germany. Here's the UMP5, the younger cousin of the MP5. Or the UMP45 or something like that, I can't remember. I know nothing about this gun. Now then, here's another one of the most well-known weapons in history. Open bolt mechanism. Shoot. Something I find very odd about the open bolt mechanism is that it's like a Thompson mechanism, but when you pull it back, it doesn't stay back. That still goes forward. The charging handle still goes forward, but the bolt doesn't go home with it. I've always just kind of found that weird. Also, there is only one moving part in this gun, and that is the bolt itself. This is a great choice for a military. There are militaries that still use these to this day. And not like, you know, insurgencies or whatever, like actual militaries that still use this to this day. Because it's a good gun. It is a very good choice. I skipped on these. Yeah, you know, somebody said, you know, my AK doesn't have a small enough caliber and doesn't look like it had a birth deform. You know, it doesn't fire fast enough. Here's the answer. Why did somebody make this? I don't even know anything about that gun. It's just weird. Here's this thing. It's the PP. Ha! Get it? Get it? PP. The thing I find weird about this gun, so your frickin' stock is a magazine. Oh, it was farther out than that. Oh, was that like a high capacity magazine? Yeah, it's a high capacity magazine. Oh. Yeah, I know nothing about it. Oh, yes. Mazaroshes. Let's just like. Yeah, as you could see there, the rounds in this go up. Now you don't really notice them when you're shooting it in real life, but they go down your shirt collar, and that's not fun. Now then, here is the Sten gun. It's a reliable firearm. It has decent accuracy. People will tell you on and on that this gun has terrible accuracy. It's a submachine gun. They were made to be like, oh, hey, you know, I have an idea. Let's make a portable machine gun. And that's what they did. That's the point of this. It's meant to be used from 50 yards. That is its maximum effective range, 50 yards. So yeah. Also, doing this in real life and then pulling the trigger is loud as all hell. Trust me, I know, because I have held one of these in real life and I've pulled the bolt back and pulled the trigger, and oh my god, it is loud. It is actually like a bullet going off, but there is no bullet in the chamber. Yeah, some people would hold on to the magazine well, so that you could, like, grab the magazine faster. But, this game doesn't let you do that, because, I don't know. Here's the Vector. I could have fired one of these, but I chose 9mm at a range instead of 45 ACP. Because I was like, I'm gonna be firing a pistol for the first time. I don't want to break my hand. I know nothing about these, other than I think there's a company named Vector that makes them. Let's see here. Here's the ARC. I know nothing about it. It's a gun. It looks like an AR-15 and a SCAR put together. Ah, yes. Mother Russia's child. Thank you, Kalashnikov, for making the best weapon. Here's one of the most reliable firearms on the market. At least for rifles. The most reliable firearm is probably the Glock 17. Give me my magazine. Give me a magazine. Why do you do that, game? Why? Made by Mr. Kalashnikov in, guess what, 1947. Here's the Bren gun. A really, really weird gun. I don't know why people used these. It's very odd to me. Why would you use this? Literally any other weapon. You see, the magazine's on the top, which means you could easily just be like, pow pow. Yeah. 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 good, right? No. Just look at that. The freaking sights are offset. So, you wanna like, I don't know, you wanna actually aim? Nope, you can't do that because the sights are offset. Here's this. I think this is supposed to be a Steyr AUG. Well, let's get like an ACOG on this. Or something of the sort, and see if it looks like a Steyr AUG. Oh yeah, it's like a weirdo Steyr AUG thingy. I don't know what it is. Let me... Oh yeah, it's a Steyr AUG. Steyr AUGs are made by Steyr. Wow, that's amazing, you know? Couldn't guess this. Français. I made that joke. Well, I made that joke. This is the FAMAS F1. Yep, it is a FAMAS F1 because it doesn't have that weirdo grip. It's a bullpup rifle used by, I believe, France. You can't get them in the United States. If you really want to get them, you have to pay $20,000 because there's only like 400 of them. Here's the G36. H&K. Really good guns. Question. Can I put these together? Can I put these together? Those little holes in the magazine in real life, you can put multiple magazines together for really fast reloading. Oh, interesting. Here's the BAR. Yeah, 1918. Dead end of World War I. Here's the Mark 18, also known as America. Oh, America. How American the AR-15 is. This is actually an AR-18, but it's basically the same thing. Here's the worst thingy inside. Fires a really small round. Here's the STG-44. German perfection at its finest. Fire! Hello? There we go. STG-44. I actually know nothing about the STG-44. Sue me. Ah yes, the Winchester Model 1897. Used for way too long. Look at that, I'm not pulling the trigger, I'm holding down. Yeah, you can see there, I'm holding down. Okay. I am holding down. Yeah, yeet. Yeah, and basically if you hold down the trigger and you pump it, it fires. It's cool. Remington 870, in this game it's basically the exact same. Saga 12. Or Sega. Saga. I call it Saga. Sue me. Freaking sue me for calling it Saga. Now then. Just pull the trigger. And it's an AK-47 shotgun. Question, in this game, can I? Let me do it. Let me do it! Let me. Eat. Yeah, I know nothing about the shotguns in this game. Other than the Striker, also known as the Street Sweeper. We don't want that. So in video games, this thing works much differently. Alright. It's a semi-automatic shotgun, right? You know, you just load in. Then you do that. Then you would 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 do that. Yeah, let me tell you, it doesn't work like this in real life. Okay? You don't just load it in there willy-nilly. It's like a Colt single-action army. Basically, what you would do is that you would pull this down, and there's a little rod that would go through, take out that. Then you would make sure the safety's on. Then you would pull the trigger, loading it around. You would do that for every single round. But in video games, they simplified it. Also, you can't take out this drum. You gotta charge it. Also, the stock is freaking useless in real life. It inhibits you. Overall, this gun is trash. Thank you, Ian, at ForgottenWeapons.com for telling me about the Street Sweeper shotgun. Oh, yes. The AWP. In this game, it comes without a scope for some reason. So there's a funny story about how this gun was made. This thing was used in the British military. I'm not sure if this is still the standard issue sniper rifle they use in the British military. But, basically, at the time, Accuracy International, I believe the name of the, company is, it was basically 3 guys in a shed who had made this gun, right? And they thought, oh, we'll submit it to the British trials for a new sniper rifle. They weren't expecting to win. They won by a lot. Turns out, what they had made was one of the best bolt-action rifles ever made. And, well, they were 3 guys in a shed. The British Army had ordered like 15,000 of these things. And you see, they had to make these. So they had rented out a shop for a day, right? They rented out a shop for a day. And what they did is that they put a bunch of the rifles that they were working on in like different states, you know, like imagine the stock wasn't there. Like, oh, I'm putting on the stock, oh, I'm putting on the scope, you know. you know? So, they did that because they were sending requisition officers. Basically, the people that are making sure this isn't a scam. Right? So the officers were like, so hey, I'll go out for lunch, you got pretty good operation here. Yeah, sure. Yeah, we just, so, you know, they're at lunch, right? And they're like, yeah, this was just kind of a formality. We just wanted to make sure that you weren't like 3 guys working on this rifle. We're in so much trouble. Yeah, that is how the op was made. I'm not joking. That is how it was made. You can look it up if you want. Here's this, the DLC or Delcy or whatever. This is a very rare gun. It is chambered in like either 32 or 45 ACP, depending on where it was made. And it was made by a man named DLC or Delcy or whatever however you wanna pronounce it. If you notice, this gun is a bunch of different guns put together. This is because the British military during World War II was like, hey, we need a special operations sniper rifle. And this man's DLC here made like a really good silenced rifle, and they were like, yeah, we're can you make more of those? Sure. And yeah, that's how it was made. Here's the M1 Garand. Yep, I said Garand, not Garand. Sue me, it's how the guy who made it pronounces it. So I pronounce it the correct way. Screw you guys. You ready? You ready? You ready? You ready? Wait. Oh no, how do I? What? I'm sorry. What? That's... Let me put in more. M1 Garand, made by a guy. The reason why why I didn't have a detachable magazine, he could have made a detachable magazine for it. He thought the Americans would lose the magazines. Look it up, it is true. Use this button, let me use that button. Okay, I'll use that button. VSS Venturas. This is an AS Val with a scope. Yeah, this is an AS Val with a scope. That's it. The Law 2000 or whatever. I believe this was made by... Actually, oh, it's a bullpup. Oh, screw that. And then here's like the miscellaneous stuff, I guess. You got a combat knife, of course, like a Bowie knife, I guess. Bowie knife. Yeah. Sorry if you hear my dog. Then you got a flashbang, of course. Oh shit! Then you got a modern day grenade. Yeah, sorry if you guys hear my dog. Yeah, just an M67 grenade used by the American military. I believe this is designed to be like a baseball. Let's see. Sorry about my dogs, I should say. Plural. I feel so bad. But I can't because they will destroy me. I can't take care of them. I'm too tiny. Here's the Mark II grenade. Now this was designed to be like a baseball. Pyro! Ooh. I did nothing. But yeah, that would be all the weapons that I know about in this game. Also, let's actually try to use this now. Pyro. It did nothing. Oh yeah, but I also forgot something kind of important. Yes. Boom. The bayonet. Yeah. Yep. Just a bayonet. There's nothing really to it. I can do like the battlefield thingy. Like what they do with the bayonet thingy for some reason. The weird bayonet charge thing. Hold on. What the hell just happened? I'm trying to what? Yep. Oh, yep. Oh yeah, you also can't forget the M203. That's a war crime. Get it? The M203 was like made by the United States. It's a war crime. Get it? Get it? Get it? Get it? Nah, you don't get it. Yeah. So that's sad. Yeah. Oopsie daisies. There we go. What? I'm sorry. Telling me. There's no safety? There's no safety. The safety doesn't work. Yeah, nope. It's a closed bolt weapon, I'm not sure. About that elevation. Yep. yeah, that's it. That's the end. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you have a fantastic day.